Hello and welcome to the Rabbit Hole with me and Mike Dix. How you doing, Mike? You all right, mate? Are you okay? Yeah, all good. I see you're in a new gaff. Your background's changed. I know. You're somewhere where the sun shines, which is quite cool. Excellent. So Rachel can't do the rabbit hole tonight, but you've kindly decided to agreed to step in. I don't know if you decided to. You've kindly agreed to step in. And a big shout out to Harry Flashman in the chat. We've got Diz in there, Alvone as well. If you'd like to join our friends in the chat, in the friendly chat, all you need to do is press the subscribe button, and it's set to 1 minute, so you only have to wait 1 minute to join. We can't hear Mike. Can you give me a quick 1, 2 there, Mike? Oh, no, you're not coming through. You see, I should have done that properly. Just give me 1 sec. I will fix it. Do not worry. Do not worry, people. Do not worry, my friend.
It can't be me because you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you. It's just that for some reason, OBS decided that it was going to reset to the default
Switch off
sound
microphone.
out. No, it's working. It's working now. Everyone can hear you now. You can swear. Now that everyone can hear you. It's all good. So yeah, thanks Diz and Steve and Graham for letting me know. And Diz saying, yeah, you fixed. That was quick. It was fixed. But yeah, sorry, I should have. I was yakking away during the intro there when I should have been actually testing the sound.
Yeah.
My fault.
So just to recap, I've got sunlight in the new gaff.
Yes.
That was largely all we said.
Yes.
So that's cool.
Wherever you've moved to, there is the sun.
Yeah. And I'm covering for Rachel today.
Yes. So last time, one of the times I did this, I think it might have been the last time, with Rach, we did an absurd get to know you quiz. Are you up for doing that this evening, Mike?
Yeah.
No, there's nothing too personal. It's all just a bit daft.
Oh, yeah, like I have personal topics that I won't talk about on your...
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so should we get cracking? If anyone in the chat would like to think of a daft question to ask Mike, again, nothing too personal, just throw it in there and I will ask him. But I'll start off with, if you had to replace your middle name with a sound effect, what would it be? What, you'd be Mike Dix?
Dix.
Is that like an or is that like you got the answer wrong?
It's like the error in a
error message,
show, basically.
Yeah. Oh, like
Mike
in
error message Dix.
Do that noise that the your Windows machine makes doof when you get something wrong.
My dad was a train buff, and all he ever wanted was for one of us to name. I don't know why he didn't name one of us this. Yeah. Maybe the joke only came to him after he'd had 3 sons. But he wanted me or my brother to name one of our children Dudley, so that we'd sound like a train. Dudley Dix, Dudley Dix, Dudley Dix.
Dudley Dix. That is very good. I like that.
Yeah.
I do like that. Alvone is saying they've axed Doctor Who. They haven't axed Doctor Who. Don't worry. They've just said that Bad Wolf, the production company, can't make any more of them. And they're not doing the Christmas special. And they've put it out to tender. So if you are a production... Mike, should we just do it? Should we just go for it?
We should.
Let's go for it. Let's say we'll make some episodes.
I think the Disney decision was pretty risky. And,
it didn't pay off.
Backfired on them.
Yeah. I think we should make it look really shonky. I think we should make it
needs
look
to be
shonky as fuck.
Super British.
Yeah.
That's the way it needs to go, basically.
Yeah.
And it needs new blood. It absolutely.
Have you got a Doctor Who script in your drawer? You seem like the type.
Well, I always used to. There were many periods in my life where I genuinely thought, because I knew some of the people involved in Doctor Who, that they were looking at what I was wearing at the time and going, that would do for the Doctor.
Yeah, you could be the Doctor. You could be the next
Doctor. The 3-piece brown suit. I had a 3-piece brown suit.
Billy Piper.
When I worked for Pact, basically. It was like... So what's his name? Oh, God, who was the showrunner?
Russell T Davies or Stephen Moffat?
No, the one, Stephen Moffat. Yeah, I came across Stephen Moffat quite often in that job.
Did you apologise and wipe it off? So do you know Stephen?
Vaguely. I know his wife better and his mother-in-law.
I've got some mutuals with Stephen Moffat on Facebook. I've got mutuals with Wes Streeting. I've got mutuals with bloody Neil Gaiman came up the other day. I'm like, no. Also, Steve Lamacq. Steve Lamacq. Yeah. And Mike McGeer. I've got 2 mutuals with Mike McGeer, the brother of Paul McCartney. It's a small world, isn't it? It's 6 degrees of gentrification.
Everybody in Liverpool knows Mike McGee, surely.
Mike McGeer. Mike McGeer?
Yeah.
From The Scaffold.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for the Aintree Iron. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very, very much. But yes, but you know the other guy from The Scaffold, what's his name? The poet, Liverpool poet.
John Gorman?
No.
I want to say.
No. God, what's his name? Liverpool poet. Jesus.
I'm sure his name was Gorman in The Scaffold.
No. I'm seeing the letter H for some reason. Just type in Liverpool poet and it'll probably come up. Roger McGough, is it?
It's John Gorman.
No, it's Roger McGough.
John Gorman was in The Scaffold. There were 3 of them, weren't there?
Yeah, Roger McGough was in The Scaffold.
Mike McCartney and Roger McGough. John Gorman, Mike McCartney, Roger McGough. So I got one name right. You were gaslighting me there.
What? No, but he's not a poet, is he? I said Liverpool poet.
He's an entertainer. He's an entertainer.
Yeah, but he's not a poet. Roger McGough is known for writing poetry.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, he wrote a poem about Global Scouts Day on my birthday a few years ago.
Did he know it was your birthday?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Well, but I bet it felt that way.
Yeah, it did. It felt like I'd got.
Yeah. Well, let's not take it away from
Beatles adjacent Liverpool guy to write me a poem for my birthday.
Keep that sentence.
Anyway, that's like getting Van Gogh to write you. To draw you a
chop off his other ear and give it to you.
More like that. Yeah. Anyway, should we get back to these questions?
Yes.
Lily the Pink, says Harry Flash, one of the greatest songs ever written. Well, that is a great drinking song, isn't it?
Drink. To Lily the Pink.
Save your health.
She invented
medicinal compound.
Yeah,
which is efficacious.
Yeah.
In every case or something. Anyway, so if you were famous for something absolutely ridiculous, what would it be? I think I know what this is. If you were famous for something absolutely ridiculous, what would it be?
You think you know my answer? Because I'm blanking on that one.
Isn't it your umbrella that's also a toilet? It's literally an invention of yours.
Yeah. The umbrella.
The umbrella. So Mike invented an umbrella, and there's footage of this on YouTube. It's beautiful. And what TV show was it on? That's Life or something?
The Alan Titchmarsh show.
Alan Titchmarsh show. And he's like, here's an inventor who's been inventing things in his garage. And you turn up as this eccentric.
It was such a joke, though. The whole thing was because it was actually it was a competition sponsored by a company called Odka, that made vodka.
Vodka.
And a friend of mine worked for the marketing company that was running the competition, and they'd got no entries.
Yeah.
So he just messaged me and said, "Mike, stick something in for this, will you? Because we need some entries, and if we've got a few on the page, it will, encourage people to do it." And then mine came third, basically. Because I think there was probably only 5 inventions submitted.
Hey, listen, if you ever see a competition, go for it, because everyone thinks that other people other people will go for it, but actually, competitions I've gone for, it's been slim pickings.
No,
you don't have to be that good to win.
I used to work in the marketing department of the Co-op in Peterborough, and we opened a store in Wisbech. These were the highlights of my life at the time.
Wisbech.
And I was given the project of doing the store opening. So I ran a raffle to win a lawnmower, like a £300 lawnmower, and we had 6 entries for it. And I drew out the ticket on the opening of the store. Drew out the ticket, called out the number, and they weren't there. Even though we'd sold all the raffle tickets to the people in the queue outside waiting to come in. Yeah. And they weren't there. So I then had the embarrassment.
Just go for competitions, go for it.
Just pulling the next one out and go, here's your lawnmower, basically.
Okay. Do you have any tattoos?
Yes, one.
Okay. If you had a tattoo of your favorite food on your arm right now, what would that tattoo be?
Pizza.
It would be a pizza.
Yeah, a
Fair enough.
slice of pizza.
Slice of
Yeah,
pizza. Would it be a whole pizza or just a slice?
just a slice of
Just a slice of
pepperoni
pizza.
pizza.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. If aliens landed and wanted you to explain Earth to them in three objects, because obviously there'll be a language barrier. What three objects would you pick to explain Earth to aliens?
Fuck. Okay, now.
Pizza tattoo.
Can we go back to the what tattoo would you have? Right. I mean, I want to go to Douglas Adams's Hitchhiker's description of Earth after Ford Prefect spent 15 years on planet Earth. The entry read mostly harmless after he'd submitted 100,000 words or something and it was edited down. But how would you do that with objects? I don't know, basically. I think I would have a lump of lava, a glass of water, and a sack of shit.
You'd invite Trump along.
That's the entire history of the Earth, basically.
Water, coal, and shit. Lava, sorry. Water, lava, and shit.
Lava, because we were a molten rock initially, and then water, we were bombarded by meteorites, and life evolved on the planet, and the aliens would understand that. And then a sack of shit would explain human evolution in the last 400,000 years.
Well, we were doing quite well until the last decade. I mean,
4.8 billion years, we were doing great.
We were doing great, and then along comes...
I think it's been going wrong a lot earlier than that. Trump's just the pimple on the boil.
Yeah. Okay, so what is a smell that you think should be bottled as a perfume but isn't? Like, what's the oddest smell that you enjoy?
I mean, like, the standard answer is freshly cut grass, isn't it? I guess. But you don't get that. They don't make freshly cut grass perfume. They don't do that. When I was a kid, we used to make perfume.
Yeah.
We used to get little bottles or jars and we'd go around collecting rose petals and put them in and put water in and then leave it for like a week and then give it to our mums as presents on Mother's Day. Basically a jar of rotting vegetation in brown water.
Yeah.
Rose water. Yeah, it's lovely.
Yeah, okay, rose water. I think that was a perfume.
I would say the smell of new electronic equipment when you open the box and the wrapper.
Do you know what? That's exactly what I said.
Is it really? Yeah. I genuinely got a 7-port USB powered hub today.
Wow.
And it does smell good.
Really good. Careful that doesn't overheat.
Yeah. Well, my PC's been overheating. That's why I got it.
Ah, fair enough. Take all the heat and put it in that box.
Connect all the USB and move it away from the PC.
Yeah. Okay, so next question. What's the strangest thing that you believed as a child?
Aliens. Ancient aliens. I mean, I don't know. This is up until my teenage years as well. The whole Chariots of the Gods book that I read, I think when I was about 10 or 11. And then even Graham Hancock stuff as a young teenager. Sadly I believed in all that shit. But then I grew up. Whereas the people that are adults now and still believe in all that shit,
there's not much downfall. Yeah. Do you know what? I look back from when I was a kid and I've always been a cynical little shit all my life. I can't remember. I've always been a cynical little shit. I can't remember at a time when I was like particularly evangelical about anything.
I went through a lot of phases of trying to find institutional belief somewhere. I joined a church club of some description. What was that called? The Baptist Adventurers.
What, the Christmas Adventurers?
No, they were called the Baptist Adventurers. It was a terribly debauched Christian youth club, basically.
Oh,
But
oh dear. Were you all in and out of
yeah.
each other?
Well, no, it's. I think like I did a lot of those things and learned from all of those things. I don't think I was cynical from day one, but I don't think I was even seeking to necessarily believe in all of those things. I
Yeah.
just found them all fascinating.
I once got told off for saying the reading out from the Bible, because I had a Bible reading every assembly in school, and I once got told off for reading it in a sarcastic tone of voice.
And then God did this.
Because
On
that
the
sounds like something
seventh
someone would
day.
do.
Yeah. Took him a long while to make the fucking light, didn't it?
Okay, ketchup.
Mm.
Do you squiggle or splodge your ketchup? Do you put it into one big splodge, or do you squiggle it all over the chips?
Splodge.
You're a splodger, not a squiggler.
Yeah, since they, have you ever seen the YouTube channel of the guy that does, he kind of plays a character of the man that names things, or the man that created ways things open. It's like he plays it like a marketing guy, all right? And he's saying, okay, what have we got? And they'll go, ketchup. And you go, how should we do that? And he'll go, like a squeezy bottle, but you put a tinfoil lid on it that you can't actually peel off. And then you have to put the top back on. And definitely there will be
Ryan
ketchup
George.
all over the lid.
Is this the same guy who does to pitch meetings? Yeah, he's very funny. He did a thing called like the first guy ever to milk a cow, and it was stuff like that, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's like, it's like the ridiculous ways that we have to open things. And since we've had this, health and safety gone mad, and you have a little bit of tinfoil on the ketchup now that you have to unscrew the top.
Yeah.
I've quite often not been able to peel that off, stick a knife through it so that you've got the hole, put the lid back on, and then when you squeeze it, it just goes all over your shirt.
Excellent.
Basically.
As God intended, because God fucking hates you.
But I'm old enough to remember that what you used to have to do was get the bottle and poke a knife in it anyway to try and get the last of the sauce to pour out. So.
Okay. Next up, if your aura had a theme tune, what would it be?
Well, on the basis that we have to assume I have an aura as well. Yeah. So if my aura had a theme tune, it I think it would be Let It Be by the Beatles.
Oh, that's nice. Not the tune from the Laurel and Hardy cartoon.
I was thinking the Looney Tunes theme tune, basically. But if I'm existing in a world where I've definitely got an aura, then I'd like it to sound like a Beatles track, basically.
Fair enough. Who would you write the theme tune and sing the theme tune?
Write the theme tune, sing the theme tune. It's not politically correct to do David Walliams impressions, is it?
No. He's a twat. Okay, what's the most random thing that can make you emotional out of nowhere?
Is this supposed to be light-hearted answers?
Yes.
Only?
Well, it doesn't have to be. Go on, tell us. Is it black paint? Black like your heart. Smashes the canvas, runs off.
I mean, with my recent life, it's I do find it very difficult to control it depends, doesn't it, on the answer emotional, because emotional you almost automatically come back and go, what you mean, sad or upset or crying, whereas there's also happy, isn't there, as well? That's an emotion, apparently, I'm told.
So
what's the most ridiculous?
There's no need to apologize. This is apologize now. We were joking. It's fine. It was Mike who did the David Walliams bloody voice.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hi Sarah, how's it going? Sarah's entered the chat. Hey, Sarah's found somewhere to live, Mike.
Sarah.
Yeah, she was looking for somewhere to live. She found somewhere to live. So
fantastic.
Great news.
Well done,
great
Sarah.
News. We're really excited about that. Sorry, I'm late. No need to apologize. I was late getting started. Mike was late because I was late giving him the link. And
see, these are things that are not. They're not irrational things that make me feel emotional. I genuinely love it when I feel happy for somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And a couple of times in the last week that's happened. I just felt it with Sarah there because I know you've been going through a fucking nightmare, Sarah, and I've lived some of that alongside you. And it is so joyful to hear that you've got somewhere to live. That just makes me feel incredibly happy. Um, and the other week, a friend of mine found a home in a similar, not a similar story at all, basically, but just somewhere to get some mental health peace. And the feeling somebody else's joy,
Yeah.
genuinely feeling that's the thing that surprises me.
I do think there's two types of people in the world: the people who can take pleasure in other people's joy and excitement about something, and people who are just horrible and just like, I want everyone else to be as miserable as I am. You know, the kind of person they see someone having a good time and they want to destroy it. They want to stop that person from having a good time. So yeah, I'm glad.
Sarah's got a sea view. Bloody hell, Sarah. See, life works out in the end, you know. All you have to do is sit back and let it happen. That's the thing.
Yeah, something always comes up. Something always comes up. Okay. Next question. I want to know, as long as this isn't too emotional, what's the stupidest way you've injured yourself?
I broke my collarbone playing rugby.
That's not stupid. If you broke your collarbone trying to suck yourself off, that would be very silly.
I tackled. I did a rugby tackle on a guy called Andrew Goatley. And he was the smallest, skinniest, scrawniest kid in the whole team, and I was the captain of the rugby team.
Yeah.
And I tackled him in practice, and I'm rolling on the floor in agony.
Yeah.
And obviously I'd cracked my collarbone. Well, not obviously, nobody knew that. And Jeff Cowley, the rugby head of rugby, came running over to me. He said, "Get up, Dixie. There's nothing wrong with you at all, basically." And he got me up, and then he said, "Oh, well, hang on, one of your arms isn't quite right." And he lifted both of my arms up to help me take the shirt off to have a look at my shoulder, basically. And it went crack. And he actually snapped my collarbone, basically.
Oh, so if you hadn't put your arms up,
I'd obviously fractured it, and then what he'd done was went basically.
Oh my God! Oh God! You know, people try and be helpful.
But Andrew Goatley spent the next 2 years at school saying I broke his collarbone, basically pointing at this bloke that was 2 foot taller than him. So.
Yeah. Fair enough.
It's not embarrassing. I mean, it was embarrassing for a rugby player, but it isn't an embarrassingly stupid way to injure yourself. I think.
Sorry.
My dad had a broken nose, right, and it was like a twist. He had a Roman nose that was kind of twisted, slightly squiff. And I always thought that was the coolest thing in the world. So when I was a kid, I used to run into walls to try and break them.
You fucking weirdo.
I used to get injured all the time, basically.
Oh my God. Okay, fair enough. Okay, so
also I should embarrass my older brother because he has a totally embarrassing one. He once got his foreskin caught in his zipper, right, and had to go to hospital. And as they were trying to unzip it, right?
No, I don't think I can listen to this. I don't think. Oh,
no,
mate.
They asked him his name. And he said Kenneth William Dix, basically, and the nurses just fell about laughing.
So his middle name is Willie. His first name is Willie.
Kenneth Willie.
Why don't they
Dix.
just call him Richard Willie Dix? That's what they should have called him. Dick Willie Dix.
It would have been a better option. Definitely.
Oh my word. Oh God, that sounds so painful. Anyway, right. So where were we? If you could have a live feed of anything in the world, not creepy, what would you watch?
I'd watch 56 hours of a Scouser talking about his travels around the world, obviously.
65, actually. 65 and a half.
65? Oh, yeah. Sorry, I needed to sleep.
Okay, fair enough.
I would like a live feed on all of my previous lives. You kind of get that now, don't you? You with Facebook memories and the photo. Like I've got a Microsoft OneDrive account that I can't figure out how to get rid of.
Yeah.
And shows me photos going all the way back to about 2001. Every
Oh
day I
wow,
get this sort of, here's a
it
summary of pictures.
is you.
And it shows me these pictures, and I'm looking at half of them and going, I have no clue where that was. All right. And
There
sometimes
were
they'll come up for
places
2 or 3
I
months on a
don't
trot. And
remember.
it was obviously one of my back gardens, basically, somewhere. And I'm like, what? Oh God, don't remember living that life. So I'd like webcams on all of those previous existences. That is kind of social media, isn't it? Really?
Okay, so next up, if you started a band, I'm sure you've got this in your head anyway. What would its name be?
It would have to be the Trumpton Brass Band.
The Trumpton Brass Band.
Yeah.
But would it have
Fire
any brass
Brigade Band.
instruments in it? Would it just be electric guitars?
It would largely be, it would be a choir, I think. Yeah. No brass.
I thought of a really good name for a band the other day when I was doing some work. I thought if you called a band Asbestos Testicle, that would be a fucking great name for a band. So you can add that to the list.
Especially if it was spestos rather than
What?
asbestos.
Bestos?
Asbestos testicle.
Asbestos Testicle.
Yeah. Asbestos test.
As it stands, it's going to be the
fan.
name of my first album. Okay, so if you could turn an everyday task into an Olympic sport, what would you win gold in?
If I could turn a task,
Yeah, an everyday task into an Olympic sport. What's the everyday task that you
coffee
absolutely fucking excel at?
coffee making. I
There's a
I
challenge.
I make a mocha coffee pot in the morning, and I can do it in the dark.
Are you mocking me?
Like, I genuinely think there should be a gold medal for making coffee in the dark. Basically, that's
If
with
there was
your
a
eyes
medal for
closed.
putting up a tent at a festival drunk in the dark, I'd be your man. Although one time I think I
Okay.
did it and I woke up in the morning and it was literally inside out. I'd like managed to... Good job it didn't rain. Okay, so what's your hill? What is your hill that you will die on? What's your hot take opinion that you will defend to the death? Something daft. Like it should be
Okay.
joy and not rejoin. Hi, Cozy, if you're watching.
I I don't really have. People think I'm massively opinionated, but I genuinely do not think that I have hills that I would die on necessarily.
Yeah, really?
Well,
What if I took one of your pictures and then shared it online and I clipped off your name?
well,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
maybe
yeah,
George Galloway did that.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, I did have a vendetta against George Galloway for a while for doing that, basically.
What a shit bag.
Uh,
What a shit. I feel bad now because
it's
I'm
true.
part of the Facebook partnership thing. So I get like if like 1,000 people look at my stupid thing that I put on Facebook, I never used to think about it before. I get $1. And so now I'm thinking if I just copy
Is
and
that
paste
working?
someone else's
Because
thing.
I was looking at that today and thinking I might sign up. Facebook is my largest and most productive audience, basically,
Yeah.
and it keeps saying, "Why don't you go professional on this?"
Well, I don't have
I
to.
might do that.
There's professional where they want you to pay for fucking adverts, and I went, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not paying for adverts. You can piss off. But there's a whatever I'm on, I don't have to pay for it, and basically, if enough people
Yeah,
look at the
no,
posts, I get money.
that's the thing they're offering to me. Yeah,
Yeah, I'd sign up for it. So it's passive income, isn't it?
yeah, I might do that.
So I was asking how Rachel's doing. Not so well, to be honest with you, with all of the anti-trans stuff, and she feels quite justifiably like she's not getting support from streamers, from left-wing pundits who are just not talking about this. The guidance that's come through. There's 40 days, and already 20 odd days of them have gone to write to your MP to get people involved and raise awareness about this, and no one's talking about it.
No, and she's
So,
talking seriously about leaving the country,
oh
isn't
yeah,
she?
no, she is
To
leaving the
avoid
country.
it.
Yeah, she's going
That's the
to
plan.
Ireland. Yeah, going to Ireland, which I
Yeah.
completely understand right now because I mean, I do believe that it will get better, but it's just really grim. It's just really grim, and I'm really sorry for my trans friends watching this, and
Yeah.
people who are having to go through this, at the coalface, so to speak. But it's just what the hell is going on? Oh, sorry, I'm going to cover Trump here. Oh, Cat's just come back in. Hello. Whoa, well done. That's just got back in from a 10K run.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She just signed to me from the door. She just did 10K. That was fun. Sarah says, sending hugs to Rachel and my trans friends. Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah, indeed. And then it's not just like support in terms of, making a big deal about this and talking about it, but it's also support in terms of being there for your trans friends and making sure that they feel validated and supported. At the
because
moment,
being ignored by the media and the people that should be their allies is bad enough, but not reaching out and checking things are okay, basically.
Yeah. So hopefully Rachel will be back to do some more rabbit holes in a bit. But we'll just have to see. But I just go give her a hug.
Correspondent.
Tell her it's going to be okay. But she'll be our Irish correspondent in Ireland, where it's much nicer. Or at least people are nicer to trans people. Christ almighty. Okay, so moving on. If you could swap brains with anyone for a day, who would it be?
I mean, isn't this this is a big... Shall I treat this superficially and just say that I acquire their mind by acquiring the flubbery object inside their skull?
Yeah, so it would be your brain would be in their body, and their brain would be in your body.
So I swap brains. So I end up in my brain, and my consciousness ends up inside
another
somebody else's body. Yeah, and they end up in
they
mine.
get you for the day. So you don't want to do that thing like they do in Red Dwarf, where Rimmer and Lister swap, and he just ends up and get loads of weight on.
Because that's the question: who do you want to be the custodian of your body for a day, and what do you want them to achieve? And then, in whose body would it be fun to be conscious of their life? So that has to be somebody possibly famous. It doesn't have to be possibly somebody famous.
Has to be someone living, because I mean, if they're dead, it's
yeah. Swap brains with a dead person.
Can't be. You can't be running around in.
I don't know. I mean, if you could do that, then giving somebody an extra day of life, that would be nice, wouldn't it?
Lennon. No, but their consciousness would be
And if
gone.
you did, and if you believed in an afterlife, I mean, wouldn't it be great to do that swap and then find out there is an afterlife? And that's the way to find out, basically. That's the only way.
I'd rather not know. Would you want to know? Just the
not
whole
really,
concept of an afterlife.
I think it would be
the living shit out of me.
I think it would be massively. I think it would be like a Butlins. Like knowing humans, it would basically be like a Butlins camp, wouldn't it? Everybody
the bureaucracy of it all.
Enforced fun.
Yeah. Everyone having fun, campers.
I would like to swap with Nigel Farage.
What?
I would like Nigel Farage to have to spend a day in my body, and a day of my existence, and I would like to just cause havoc as Nigel Farage for 24 hours.
Wouldn't you just like at 23 hours and 55 minutes, you just like stick loads of things like into yourself? Just fuck yourself.
No, 24 hours is enough time for you to fly over to the States, to a Trump rally, basically, and attempt to assassinate Trump in Farage's body.
Yeah, but if your consciousness dies in his body, you die. And
you do it. But you do it right at the last minute, just before you can flip back, basically.
Yeah.
And you do it, and you shout, "This is for the trans people," basically.
I don't think that's going to help trans people at all, Mike.
Yeah, but Farage doing it.
Yeah, but Farage will have to do it like, this is for refuck, or this is for Brexit.
This is for
something that we hate, so we can go, you see.
This is for Robert Jenrick.
This is Robert Jenrick.
And Suella Braverman.
Suella, are you watching? Suella, I love you. Okay.
The problem is you'd swap into Farage's body, go to America, and Trump would refuse to see you. So the whole thing would be just a nightmare of hanging around in Detroit airport for 22 hours
Absolutely.
as Farage being hated by people.
Okay. Have you got a personal Mandela effect, something that you swear existed but have since found out that doesn't exist, or you misremembered?
I think the majority of my life I misremember, don't you?
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll tell an anecdote to somebody and then they'll say, "But I was there."
And it wasn't anything like
when
that. Yeah.
and it didn't happen like that,
Yeah.
basically. And it wasn't 3 years ago, it was 8 years ago. And you go, "Oh shit, I've totally created another existence." Sorry about that. So no, I think everything in my life pretty much is a Mandela effect. I'm totally surprised at things. No, I think that there was a American series of Faulty Towers, and I'm convinced of that. But it's
There
not
was.
true.
There was.
There was a pilot,
There
but
was.
there wasn't a series.
Yeah, it was a pilot. It wasn't a series. It was called Amanda's with
Yeah.
B. Arthur.
Yeah.
Because he wants to get rid of that dreadful Basil character.
Yeah.
According to John Cleese. Yeah. No, I sent a couple of snippets from my new book, Top of the World, which I'm working on at the moment. And I referred to a previous trip to Egypt and to Syria in the book. And I sent them to one of my mates I was there with. And I said, "What is this? Is this anything like what happened?" And he wrote, I can't remember. Like, anyway, your story sounds better. So like, okay, I'll go with that then.
Exactly.
And then he's gone like, "I think you need to get a group going with Dan, who was the other lads we were with." And I'm like, "Well, you know what? That'll do. That'll do. As long as no one's going to read it and go, 'What the fuck, Graham? That's not what happened.'" I think we'll be all right. I think we'll be all right.
I think a lot of that Mandela effect thing comes from the fact that humans are terrible witnesses, basically, aren't they?
Yes.
Like we all see things from our own.
You don't see anything. You don't hear anything. You don't taste anything. It is your brain's interpretation of what you see, what you hear.
Exactly.
And it's processing all this stuff all the time. It's running at 110% bloody CPU, burning out, and then you go to sleep and you fall asleep, whatever. But yeah, I think it is. I think that's what it is. Like, people just they need to get over themselves a little bit, because people are like, "No, I'm sure this happened," and you're like, "Are you though?" Because I'm not sure about anything that happened. Really?
Arguably, none of it happened, and we all made it up and then agreed on the outcome, basically.
When I was writing this evening, I couldn't remember what time I got into this town in Turkey near the border with Iraq, but I've got all my GPS coordinates. I honestly spent about half an hour going through my GPS coordinates and trying to map them onto Google Maps and Google Earth and do it to find out what time I actually arrived. And it looked like I arrived at 7:00. And someone in the chat was like, "Yeah, but is that local time or is that GMT? Because if it's GMT, then it'll obviously be a few hours early." I was like, "Oh yeah." So
how does that work with
delete.
data?
I arrived early on Thursday morning.
Surely GPS data is recording local time. It must be recording the local time.
I would imagine, because it will know where you are.
Because otherwise it needs that fourth dimension anyway for the message. So
I don't know though, because it might be like that. It records. I don't know how it comes up in the log file. It might be GMT plus whatever. But then again, I don't know, because if I crossed a time zone, and then I tried to get them to go in sequential order, it would go like 3:00. I'd suddenly jump across the timeline, and then I'll be jumping back and forth between time zones. So I think it is GMT.
The satellites have to.
That was Russ.
They have to monitor an atomic clock, don't they? And then there's an algorithm to work out the speed of light difference. So it must know what local time is, whether it's GMT.
No, it doesn't matter, does it? Because it's the time that it takes for the three. Because it's got to triangulate between at least three. What's it called?
Points.
Satellites, right? And it's just the time that it takes to bounce a signal between them.
I was watching a bit of you writing today, and it struck me as how are you actually engendering the memories of that? How's that working for you? Basically, you start writing, about, so I was in Turkey, and then it starts to flood back and you're living in that moment, or
A little bit. Like things stick out. Like I remember specific things. Like today, I was writing about getting a cup of tea with some guys in the morning in this little in the town in Turkey that I arrived in early in the morning, and I just remember that feeling of being brought into this room, and there was they were all gathered around this like heater, and they were doing the tea, and I was given tea with these guys. And they didn't speak a word of English. I didn't speak a word of whatever Kurdish language they were speaking, and they just gave me tea, and it was obvious what everyone had to do, and it was just really nice. It was just a really nice warm welcome to an area that is supposed to be quite deadly. So I don't know. I think there's a few things like the biggest jaunt for me is when I watch some of the old videos back, and I'm like, I don't remember it like that, because that is actually what happened. That is the video of what I was seeing at the time, what was going on.
yeah.
And I'm like, oh. So sometimes I make little mistakes. I'll put like that I went somewhere or crossed at a certain border point, and it's what I thought I did. But then when I go back and look, I actually no, that wasn't the case. But I've got all my old blogs to look at. So
yeah, so I suppose you've got
difficult.
And your GPS records and photos.
It's not like I'm sitting there going, whoa, what did I tell you what though, Mike,
the bit that was really triggering me was the sort of time blindness of ADHD. This idea that you live, I don't know if this works for you the same way, but for me, it's about totally very, very aware of everything in the moment.
Yeah.
And something that happened 30 minutes ago may as well be in the long distant past, and I'd have to look up in a book what happened.
Yes.
And the ability to predict the future, etc. But I do have this. I can get triggered by, normally it's geography, being in a place or on a particular road or something. I just get this flood of memories of that event as if I'm living it right now again.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
So I just wondered if that's what was triggering in you.
A little bit. Yeah. And that'll happen when I read the blog and go, oh, I remember that. But like,
and then you start living it again in your head.
Yeah. I can remember the Polish people that was going around Beirut with, and then like I was talking about the tea in that was given in Kurdistan, and then it triggered this memory in me. I remember that terrible cup of tea that I got in Syria. So I went back a couple of chapters and wrote a paragraph about this fucking cup of tea that I got, which was a tumbler of tea. It wasn't tea. Sorry, I asked for thé au lait. Because French speaking, whatever, and it was lukewarm milk with a Lipton yellow label tea bag next to it.
Oh,
next to it, not in it, next to it. It's like, there you go.
I mean, arguably that is tea and milk, but
Anyway, right. We're gonna have some quick questions now because we've only got 13 minutes left. Well. Yeah, we can keep jabbering for a little bit. But what emoji best represents you?
Poo emoji.
Okay. What is your Roman Empire in that? What's a random thing that you think about almost every day for no reason? You just think about men thinking about the Roman Empire once a day.
Yeah, which I would argue is probably true of me as well, basically. But one thing I genuinely think about every day is Trumpton. I genuinely think about what the mayor's up to every day. It's become so embedded in my head that I watch the news and I try and think what the mayor would think of doing, basically, as a result of that. Yeah.
Okay. What's a random thing that you find yourself judging people on? What makes you a little bit judgmental?
I feel like I should be coming up with funny answers to these things.
Don't have to.
I judge people for being judgy, basically.
I judge people for wearing Crocs.
Being judgmental. Yeah, you definitely got a problem with that.
I do. I really do. I wish I didn't, but I do.
If it was being snobby, it would be about wearing leisure wear. That definitely.
Leisure wear?
Well, like tracksuits to go shopping.
Yeah. Well, I think anyway. I
definitely judge people that way. I'm definitely a snob.
I think Jimmy Savile did for tracksuits what Jeffrey Epstein did for Private Islands. we should probably shy
Yeah.
away from those things. Anyway,
Totally inappropriate.
What's a completely normal thing, but it gives you the ick?
Completely normal thing that gives me the
Yeah, not like something that gives lots of people the ick, like spiders or gore or something. Crocs for me.
Yeah, I wish I'd got a Crocs thing or a feet. I used to hate feet. You said that you hate feet
I hate
recently.
feet. Yeah,
I think.
yeah.
So
Can't
I
stand them.
used to hate feet, and then I didn't. I got over it somehow, basically.
They're just fucked up hands. They should be hands, but they're
Yeah.
obviously not. They're kind of glued together like webbed hands that have all. And then you've got these
no,
weird
get over it.
toes. And
Just get over
some
it.
people got really long
It's
toes.
fine.
I was watching Apex the other day with Charlize Theron, and she's quite tall. She's 5'10", and she's got really long toes. And I was just like, and you could see them like sort of going round a little bit on the rocks as she's climbing up this cliff. And I was just like, some people really like them. I mean, it's fine, but yeah, that would be mine. That would be mine, feet. But you don't have that.
I don't think I mean, I on Sunday I'll have remembered what gives me the ick, and I will tell you.
Okay.
Basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
So long as it's not like black people or Muslims or disabled people, you'll be fine.
Oh shit! Now you brought all them up.
Oh,
yeah, God, of course, it's like disabled Muslims. I have a major problem.
Anyway, okay. You've got you got to give a 10-minute TED talk on something you know way too much about. What's the topic?
Something that I know way too much about.
Yeah, you got to give a 10-minute TED talk now. What's the topic?
Creating curved objects in SketchUp. That would be my 10-minute.
Maybe tied with that, you can have one completely impractical superpower. What would it be?
Completely useless?
Impractical. Yeah. Like me being able to sleep anywhere.
That's quite a useful one, though, isn't it?
I know, for me, but it's not great for fighting Magneto. Quick, Graham, use your secret power. Okay.
Narcolepsy.
No, but it's narcolepsy that I control. Like, it's not like
controllable narcolepsy.
Well,
I always think
narcolepsy.
Again, my answer is going to be serious, and we might find a joke in it. But I always like to think of ADHD as possessing a number of superpowers, including hyperfocus. But I think any superpower that you cannot control is a pretty useless superpower, isn't it? Yeah. So if you could become invisible, but it just happened randomly, that would be a shit superpower, wouldn't it? Yeah. If you could fly, but it only happened when you were sitting on the bog, basically, that would be a terrible superpower. So levitating above a toilet, that would be mine.
Okay, it's 3 a.m. You're out on the lash and you need food. What do you order?
Like, serious answer. I can't eat at night, but and I don't drink. Kebab.
Okay, we'll take it. If you had to be an inanimate object for the day, what would you be and why?
Just a pebble on Brighton Beach.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, not a sex toy.
Well, a pebble with a hole in, because there's lots of people go looking for pebbles with holes in on Brighton Beach.
And then you might have an adventure.
Yeah, or you might just spend 24 hours sitting there being a pebble with a hole in.
A score out of 10. I want how well is your home currently fortified against a potential zombie attack? 10 being the most fortified and 0 just being made of sticks.
2 weeks ago, I moved from a place that was populated by zombies.
Yeah.
And I've moved to a place where I don't think the zombies would find it.
Oh, excellent. Okay, so
I think I'm totally protected.
What do you reckon? 8 out of 10? 9 out of 10?
I'd say I'm an 8.
An 8, nice.
Unless they're particularly attracted to very small villages in West Sussex.
Okay, if you were forced to wear a Halloween costume every day for a year, what would you wear and why?
Dracula.
Cool. Okay, you don't have to explain that. It's a good one.
Just good suits. Come on.
Yeah. If you were a dessert, what would you be? Not a desert, but a dessert.
I would be sponge pudding and custard.
Nice. Okay. If you could only communicate via movie quotes for a day, which movie would you pick? Can only be from one
Groundhog
movie.
Day.
Groundhog Day. It's because you watched it the other day.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
hope everyone's called Ned Ryerson. Ned Ryerson.
Or the Truman Show. Or the Truman Show.
Oh,
both being slightly.
The last thing I'd ever do is lie to you, Truman. What a
Mm.
film. If I don't see you,
Yeah.
hello, good evening. Well, what was it? No, it's good afternoon, good
And
evening.
the Truman,
good night.
of the two, the Truman Show holds up better than Groundhog Day, basically.
Yeah. I've still got a badge that says Free Truman that I got when I went to see the Truman Show back in 1998, I think it came out.
Have you really?
So I got my Free Truman badge. I need to find it one day. Okay, so if you had to pick a celebrity to play you in a movie, who would it be?
I've always hoped that one day my life would justify a movie and that George Clooney would step in.
Yeah, okay, that's fair enough. Yep, I like
But,
that. Yeah. If you got arrested, what would we all think that you did?
What would you all think?
Mike's been arrested. Oh my God, what for? I don't know. And then we start putting out ideas of what you've been arrested for.
Pretending to be Nigel Farage. Yeah, I think you lot would all think that I'd been arrested for I don't know what. That's difficult, isn't it, to think of how others see you, basically. I would guess that you would all think I'd been inappropriately arrested for it was a case of mistaken identity because George Clooney had done something wrong. That would be it.
Okay, fair enough.
It can't be Mike. I reckon it's Clooney. He did it.
Okay, so
that's such a vain answer. It's like, fuck it. George Clooney's not going to play me, and we wouldn't be mistaken for each other in the same location. So Sylvester McCoy, you would think that Sylvester McCoy actually
yeah, he could do that. Would he have shit in his hair? Would he have bird shit in his hair? Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you could be invisible for the day, what's the first thing you would do? It's got to not involve Nigel Farage. Nigel Farage suddenly gets picked up and he's like, what the fuck's going on?
Being invisible for the day. It's one of those superpowers. It's one of those superpowers where it's essentially just asking for voyeuristic answers, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like it's like if you could have a live stream webcam anywhere in the world, then the answer's probably got to be voyeuristic at some point in time. Right now, there's probably 2 or 3 conversations going on somewhere in the world that I would quite like to earwig, basically, and I'm not going to go into the details of where that would be, but I would probably.
So you would go and earwig. That's what you'll do.
I'd kind of like to find out what's being said about something. Yeah.
What's the most ridiculous lie you've ever told?
But the problem with being invisible is, you still have to go and queue up to get on an aeroplane to go and do that, don't you? And then you don't have a seat on the aeroplane. You've got to sit in the aisle probably, unless there's empty seats, which is pretty rare. Like, I don't know. Being invisible probably would be a nightmare. What was your next question?
Oh, what's the most ridiculous lie you've ever told to get out of something?
Yeah.
You're smiling though. Can't come out tonight. I've grown an extra head.
I think this is one of my problems. That I'm not suggesting for 1 minute that I don't bend the truth. I do. I'm a storyteller. But
are you a bender? Are you a truth bender?
I genuinely I am very conscious of stories. Like one, when my first girlfriend, we went on holiday to Ibiza one year, her and her twin sister and her boyfriend and me, and he split up with her after that holiday.
Yeah.
And he rang her and said, I've got finger cancer.
Oh my God, no.
That's why he split up with her. So like stories like that really stick with me because I don't think I've ever made up some terrible truth. Like, I'm always happy to go up and say, I'm fucking useless and I let you down, and I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm always happy to accept all the blame, and
Yeah.
I get in trouble more often than not for just giving the honest answer rather than making something up. But that's not to say I'm sure my mother would have some stories about lies that I've told too.
I think that yeah, I don't think I've told any ridiculous lies for myself. I've told them on behalf of other people. Like when I was in university, there was a thing where there were certain books that you took out from the library, and you can only take them out for like 2 days. And if you took them out for any more than that, there was a massive fine on it. And I think my girlfriend at the time was like 2 days late. And so I took the books on her behalf and said something terrible had happened to her, so she didn't have to pay the fine.
Yeah.
She was trying to bring this
But then
back
that's
herself,
you.
but yeah.
No, I think you've probably got the same illness as me. Right? There's no point. There's no point in lying when the truth is better.
Would that be the tagline? Because I was just, if your life was a movie, what would the tagline be? Is the next question.
If my life was a movie, or if life in general was.
Yeah, if there was a movie called Dicks.
Mike Dicks, starring George Clooney.
Yeah.
Playing my dog. I think it would be Shit Happens.
Shit Happens. Yeah. Yeah. That's very good.
It's not a particularly feel-good movie.
Well, it's kind of like look on the bright side, though, isn't it? Like shit happens, you know? Shit, but it happens, you know? It's kind of, I like it.
And then as Sarah has demonstrated today, and this, this new setting demonstrates shit happens, and then you get over it.
Cool. My mum's watching this, by the way. Hi, Mum. How you doing?
Hello, Mum.
Which office supply best represents your personality and why?
Somebody, Diz said you sit on a cruise seat, but the problem with cruise seats is they fold out, so people would know if you're invisible on an aeroplane. That would be like when I get.
You're wasting your time if you're invisible sitting on an airplane for half the day. You're invisible for the day.
When I get on an EasyJet flight, if the cruise seat is folded down, I always suspect there is an invisible person sitting there.
That's fair enough.
So that's the point. Sorry, you had another question.
Whoa. Okay, so just just got a message that my flight to Spain in the summer have changed the times, and it used to fly out at 8:25 in the morning. Now it's gonna fly out at 8:30. That was worth an email, wasn't it? Okay, so where was I? If you could live in one fictional universe forever, but still be yourself, which would you pick?
Star Trek.
Okay. If you could instantly become an expert at one thing, what would it be?
Surgery.
What is a normal adult task that, like folding a fitted sheet or calling the doctor, that feels like a full-blown Lord of the Rings style quest every time you do it?
Every fucking thing I do, everything.
It's ADHD,
everything,
isn't it? Everything
that involves administration. I mean,
just keep putting.
This is the thing about hyper-focus superpower, right? I literally a month ago didn't know that I would be living here, and a month later I'm living here with all the logistics sorted out of all the panicky things. No problem, no stress, just adrenaline rush at hyper-focus to get everything done. And then, right, you get here, your furniture's in, and things are working, and there's like 10 admin things that you've got to do, like sort out the electricity meter reading, like do this, do that. Debilitated, completely.
Okay. So
debilitated.
Linked to that, if your brains imagine it like background tabs on a computer, what tune is playing on one of those tabs right now?
Call the electric company before they cut you off.
That's not a tune. Is that a tune?
Is that a song?
No, it's not a song.
It would be the theme from Dad's Army. It would be like the
fair enough
completely inept idiot who can't actually ring his doctors and make an appointment.
What's the stupidest thing that you've ever bought at 2 a.m.?
I would say either a wetsuit, which I've still got. That moved with me.
Have you ever used it?
Or an endoscope.
Okay.
An endoscope camera that plugs into your phone.
Oh my God.
During COVID, I discovered Temu, and I would order things on Temu, right? and then 6 weeks later they would turn up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I couldn't remember ordering them. And an endoscope camera turned up once, and I had to go and check whether I'd actually ordered it. And obviously, 6 weeks prior to that, at 2 o'clock in the morning, it seemed like the best thing in the world for me to own would be an endoscopic camera.
Yeah.
And
Fair enough.
if the intention was to use it to stick up my own arse and do my own colonoscopies, well, I can't do that anymore. So
No.
it's kind of pointless.
Maybe you could like rent it out to people.
I'll pass it on, but you know, who
Um,
wants a second-hand endoscope? Nobody.
well, exactly. That's the joke, isn't
Yeah.
it? No, but one that you hire out.
Even worse.
Okay, so next we've got, would you rather be able to speak every human language or be able to talk to animals?
Every human language.
Yeah,
I mean,
animals aren't going to say anything interesting, are they?
not really. No, they're gonna. Have you got food?
It'd be that really
If
like,
it's a dog,
yeah,
they'll go,
like,
"Do you love me? Do you love me? Do you
like
love me?
talking to someone.
Do you love me?
Yeah,
Do you love me now? Do you love
yeah.
me now?"
Oh, I'm so annoyed. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like someone that you wouldn't have anything in common with. Do you know what I mean? Because you can't say,
No.
"Do you remember that thing?
I mean,
remember that thing we used
arguably,
to watch when we were kids? Do you remember this? Do you remember that?"
arguably, if you could communicate with all the animals, you would be able to speak to all the humans as well, wouldn't you? Because
Yeah.
they're just animals. So.
What's something that you're incredibly proud of, but you never have an excuse to really talk about? So it can't be like cartooning or anything like that, or your umbrella Lou, your Lou umbrella.
Oh shit! It was definitely the umbrella. Because I rarely feel proud of myself, to be honest with you. But I know this is supposed to be light-hearted, but I am genuinely proud of the way I've got through the last 18 months.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'll have that. We'll take it. Okay. If you had a secret bookcase door in your house, what would be on the other side of it? What would be in your secret chamber?
Oh, that's
your
cool,
chamber of
isn't it?
secrets.
A secret bookcase. When you live alone, you don't need a secret room.
Yeah.
But it would be a portal.
Yeah.
Because that would get over the problem of having to sit on a cruise seat when I'm invisible. I could just step through the portal as an invisible person.
Fair enough.
And also, nobody would know whether I'd actually done it or not.
Oh,
It would be a very difficult thing to prove.
Yeah. Okay. Would you rather?
If you're invisible,
yeah.
Can you take a camera with you? And is the camera like visible, or does it, by touching it, would it become invisible?
What?
Well, like if you're invisible, you effectively can't wear any clothes, can you?
Well, no.
It's just you
just see the
have
clothes.
to be and also, I couldn't wear my glasses because otherwise my glasses would be floating around. It'd be fucking pointless. It's the worst ever superpower.
It's a mistake at the end of The Invisible Man, the original with Claude Rains, is that they follow his footsteps in the snow, and his footsteps are shoe footprints that appear in the snow. But when he dies and they shoot him, he's naked, right? That's why they can't see where he is, because he's not wearing any clothes. And he's barefooted, because obviously he's not wearing any shoes. Mistake. I spotted a mistake. Quick, go back. Remake that movie. Claude Rains. A present. It's great. He robs a bank and he gives all the money out to people. He goes, a present from the Invisible Man. Okay, if you were a Bond villain, what would your secret base look like?
Well, it would be built into the side of a cliff.
Yeah. Poor Cliff.
And yeah.
Yes, which Cliff? Cliff Richard?
Just be tiny and it'd be built into the side of Cliff Richard.
Yeah.
Built into the side of the cliff with like hanger doors that open, very Thunderbirds 2-ish, basically. Palm trees that flip over to the side so that I can launch attacks on people.
I like it. What would your henchmen wear?
Suits, but not as nice as mine.
Okay. All right, good.
They'll
look dapper. They'll look dapper.
Yeah, it's like, when pop stars, I believe they're called, when they're singing with a whole backing group of dancers.
Yeah.
The backing dancers aren't allowed to have really nice outfits. They just have nice
like bridesmaids rather than they can't show the
exactly.
Bride. Fair enough.
Exactly. All of my henchmen would be dressed as bridesmaids.
Okay. Would you rather have a permanent clown nose or permanent clown shoes?
Permanent nose.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
What is
definitely.
one article of clothing someone could wear that would make you walk out on a date immediately?
I mean, you're good at these questions because it would be Crocs for you, wouldn't it?
Yes. Or a
Uh,
t-shirt, that says like "All Lives Matter" or "Vote Reform."
Yeah, well, I'm trying to avoid the political on this one, basically, because obviously
What?
those
Something
things.
that
But
someone would
I think
wear.
anything
How
with
about a
a cross of
Nazi
St
uniform?
George,
Yeah.
anything with a cross of St George, including an England football shirt,
Oh yeah.
basically.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Okay. If I was to summon you using black magic, I'll draw a
Mm.
pentacle on the floor, and I'll
Hmm.
put something on the tip of each point of the star. So I need 5 objects that I need to place around the room in order to
Yeah,
summon you. What would those 5 objects be?
a vape,
Yeah.
a phone,
Yeah.
a mouse, a
What, like
computer
a computer
mouse,
mouse or a squeak squeak mouse? Okay.
computer mouse.
Yeah.
Um, these glasses
I was going to say those glasses. Yeah, definitely.
and
Brill cream.
and an
Brill,
ostomy bag, basically. 'Cause,
okay, fair enough. Yeah.
yeah.
You're driving off a cliff on purpose. Who do you have in the passenger seat?
This is what the Thelma and Louise
It's
moment.
murder
Yeah.
suicide. Murder suicide.
God, that's a really tricky one,
It's a
isn't
really
it?
dark one.
That really is dark. Like, you're going to hate me for this, but I don't think I've watched Thelma and Louise. I've seen the scene, but I don't know what
Yeah.
led up to it. Right.
Yeah.
So you fill me in on what their relationship was and why they did it.
Oh, because they were being chased and they knew that if they were caught after all the crimes they committed, they'd be thrown in jail. They'd have to go back to the husbands who they wanted to get away from. And it was just like, should we just keep going? Let's just keep
So
driving.
that was the way out.
So it was the way out. But I mean, they were willing both in it. But there's a famous sketch, which was French and Saunders did a skit. And she's like, let's go, let's just keep driving. And they hold hands and then they go, and they're just about to go off the cliff.
She died.
And she turns. And Dawn French has jumped out. And she's like, goes over the cliff on her own.
Yeah.
I love French and Saunders. Do you know that Jennifer
it's
Saunders
probably-
is such a good actress? Like whenever she played a role in those skits, especially when she did like Ripley from Alien or something, or when she was like Silence of the Lambs playing Clarice Starling, she was fucking brilliant at it. It was like,
I think in another existence she could have been a British Meryl Streep, couldn't she?
Yeah.
Like it's
if we had the film industry.
And I think she played Meryl Streep as well.
Did she?
Meryl Streep playing somebody.
Oh, I get you.
At some point in time.
No, she was always really good. But yeah, who would you have in your passenger seat? Come on, who do you want to get rid of?
See, like if you flip the narrative of all of that, right? So there's been this massive adventure, escaping life, having a great time, but you've got yourselves in trouble. And at the end, the best option is to end it there because the story is so good. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing you tell me. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd probably take you, Gray.
Oh,
because we'd have visited 194 countries.
Yeah.
And over the edge of the cliff is the 195th, basically.
Oh, can I swap myself out for Nigel Farage? Donald Trump.
Yeah, well, then just at that moment, your brain switches with Nigel Farage.
Yeah, that's that's the moment. I give him his body back at that moment.
And then you have to live as Nigel Farage for the rest of your life. But Farage definitely dies with me in the car.
Okay. Final and most important question. Which Spice Girl would you have been?
Oh God, I thought you were going to say, would I have married?
No, who you would have been?
I'd have been Ginger.
Spice. You would have been Ginger Spice.
Yeah, I think
disgraceful.
Well,
as for me, you'll see, as they once sang.
Who would you be?
I'll probably end up being Ginger as well because I am Ginger. Although I could be the Scouse one, couldn't I? But I'm not very sporty, so.
I don't. Was she even? I think she just drew the short straw. But
they just gave her a trackie. Well, they couldn't call her Scouse Spice, could they?
No.
Would you not be Posh Spice with those glasses? You're a bit posh.
Yeah, but I don't want to be. Who wants to be Victoria Beckham?
She's a billionaire, mate. She's a fucking billionaire. And she gets to shag.
Marry David.
What's his name? David Beckham.
You have to marry David in order to achieve that, really.
Thick and thin.
I don't think she had songwriting credits on the Spice Girls.
Diz says she will be Scary Spice. Russ wants to know if we can make it a minibus to go off the cliff.
That's nice. Yeah.
Anyway, that's it.
I'm not sure what you're suggesting.
They're your questions, so we know you now, which is good because we've got.
I would say that was fun, except it's really challenging. They're challenging.
You've got to try and think of something on the hoof. I think it'd be easier if you were given the questions in advance, like in Prime Minister's questions, so you knew what you were going to be asked.
Yeah, but then I didn't see PMQs today. Was that fun?
No, except for there was. I only gave it 1 out of 10, but I realised afterwards I should have given it 2 out of 10 because there was a moment in which Hannah Spencer said, "As a plumber, I'm used to having to deal with all this, horrible shit." And just like behind me right now, and Sarah Puchin and Neanderthal was sitting right behind her, and they both looked at each other going, "Is she calling us loads of fucking shit?" So that was quite funny. That was the highlight. The rest of it was a bit shit.
Yeah, I turned the news on today and then turned it off again when I realised they were having race riots in Northern Ireland, and I just thought, well.
Yeah, that didn't really come up too much. She talked about grubbiness. That's what she says. She called out dirty grubbiness in her job as a plumber, and she said it's still there behind her, as a digger, Neanderthal and Sarah Puchin behind her.
Nice.
But yeah, that was quite funny. But yeah, it was a bit embarrassing. And what's her name? The leader of the opposition, Kemi Badenoch. Or Badenoch. She's not very good at the job, but. I just feel like the Tories are just giving up.
She did a keynote speech at the Institute for Government, which I sadly watched yesterday. And again, I mean, it just comes back to this like bafflement. Although it's not bafflement, I actually came away thinking that her lived existence doesn't involve racism, doesn't involve inequality. So I think she just cannot understand why somebody with brown skin might argue that they'd had an unequal life, because she just hasn't had an unequal life. But the keynote speech she did was entirely about why we've gone completely wrong talking about diversity and equality, and we should abolish it altogether. Basically.
Okay. That makes sense, doesn't it? And then we can get rid of her. Send her back to Nigeria.
Exactly. Put somebody in that can do the job. That would be great, basically. Yeah.
What, you mean a white person, Mike?
Do it on merit. No, a man.
A man. Not a racist.
Not racist. Just black men can do things too. It's fine.
Yeah, it could be because you got to be a little bit bigoted, I guess, in this life. Otherwise, there'll be people and everyone would just be having a nice time. We don't want that. Could you imagine?
That would be lovely.
Anyway, Tice was behind her as well when she said about the grubbiness behind her. Okay, Mike, thank you so much for doing this. Really,
thank you.
It has been a pleasure. If we can get you back to do another drawn together at some point, I'd love to do that because that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
If we ever do the bunker at some point, I'd love to go back to that idea.
I have a list of.
I've got a really good title sequence, mate. A really good title
because
sequence.
I was totally running on adrenaline for weeks and weeks and weeks. The crash has been quite immense. Really, in the last 7 days. And
just get your head down, have a sleep.
I decided over the weekend to just give into it.
Yeah.
Stop challenging myself to do anything new, and that will just happen when I'm ready, basically. Yeah. But rest is important at the moment.
Well, I'm knackered, and all I want to do right now is just lie on the couch and play Super Mario Kart.
Yeah. Well, I've been playing Red Dead Redemption. I spent all day today playing Red Dead Redemption.
Been looking at horses' arse all day, Mike.
I don't know. Have you played it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just end up collecting herbs.
Looking at a horse's arse.
Shooting rabbits.
And the horse's arse.
Kind of like. I don't. Unlike you, I don't spend all my time just staring at the horse's arse. I was looking at the nice hat that I brought for my character.
Yeah, lovely hat, nice horse, lovely horse. My lovely horse.
In fact, my character's got your hat. He's got my waistcoat and shirt.
Not a cowboy
and your
hat. This is a bushman hat. a different thing.
Yeah, no, I have a bushman's hat. That's the hat I brought for him.
Oh, okay. So what's he doing with that? Because he's supposed to be in the Wild West, not in old Australia.
I don't know.
Not
He
the
can wear a
gold
bowler
rush
hat if he
era
wants to.
Australia.
Don't challenge my choices in Red Dead Redemption.
We'll have to make a wide-brimmed fedora. Anyway, Trump's back on the telly. I'll do this. Right, Mike, let's go. Let's go. So thanks, everyone, in the chat. We didn't get any super chats. Oh, well, never mind. But that's probably more to do with the fact that this is the 4th live show that I've done today, because the morning brew, I did the PMQs, I did right with some of our
every time.
I've done this. And you only get 3 notifications a day. If you go live more than 3 times, then nobody knows. So if you're watching this on catch up, hey, how's it going?
It could be that was the worst rabbit hole ever, and we need Rachel back.
We definitely need Rachel back, but it wasn't the worst ever. It wasn't the worst. It wasn't the worst. Okay. Absolutely. Cuthbert says, "Sorry, I was late." Oh, no, don't apologise for being late. It's fine. It didn't go out. I didn't tell everyone that we were doing this, and I literally put up the notification a couple of minutes before we started.
Goodbye to Irene, your mother.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Irene.
Bye, Mom. See you later.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, call me, Mom. Call me.
Irene, call me.
No, don't call him. He's a pain in the ass. Anyway, Mike, thanks for doing that. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. Thanks to everyone in the chat for jumping in there and with some of their own answers and questions and things. And until we meet again, I'll say thanks for watching. Hello, good evening, welcome, and goodbye.
Bye.